going to climb up to 6,500 feet. Once we get there, we'll maintain 60 knots. And set up just, like a straight in, a normal approach would be, line yourself up down the runway. And the first time around, we'll just have you do the entry. And then I'm going to demo this first one, talk you through it, and then I'll have you progressively come on from there. Okay?
Okay.
So what we'll do is we'll kind of line our spot up like we do on any approach with a spot on the windscreen. And I'll show you that as we come around. And we'll count it down just like we do in the quick stops, 3, 2, 1, enter, and we'll lower the collective. A little bit of aft cyclic, a little bit of right pedal, and then we're going to roll our throttle down to 2,000.
Charlie, mode C, and transponder pair, intermittent.
0 for Charlie, roger. And we'll roll that throttle down to 2,000. And then we're going to maintain 60 knots through the flare, through the descent. And then once we get to about 200 feet, our eyes are going to go outside, in between outside and our rotor RPM.
Landing with Romeo.
And for this first one, I'd say about 50 feet, we'll start our initial flare, be a little gentle aft cyclic. Depending on what the rotor RPM is doing, we're going to bump collective up or aft cyclic first. And I'll explain that all at the bottom here.
Cool.
Alright, so we're coming around here, rolling out on final.
So am I in control then or no? Or?
On this first one, I'm going to be demoing it for you. You can come on and kind of shadow on with the controls.
Okay.
Kind of real light. So at about the compass there, I'd say, or a little less. That's where I'm confused with the side picture, so
okay.
we have to roll past.
Yeah, let's just pick that high-speed intersection.
Reverse or?
The reverse, yeah.
Okay. All right, so we'll count it down. 3, 2, 1, lowering the collective.
Metro Tower.
The last cyclic right pedal. RPM's down to 2,000. Now I'm going to maintain about 60 knots, so I'm a little fast. Apply a little gentle aft cyclic here. Looking at my spot, looking at my rotor RPM, it's good. 60 knots. All right, at this point,
so it's 4547
eyes are outside,
Metro
inside.
Tower, runway 29
Check
right.
a little bit of collective.
Cleared for takeoff.
A little bit of aft cyclic.
I'll call your turn into the pattern.
Just like the quick stop, bleeding off some forward speed. There's the sync, leveling, and then bringing in power.
Cool.
So
and then we'll power recovery there at the bottom. We'll go around and do it again.
Right on.
So
I know that seemed a little fast there, but the more we get it, the more you'll kind of see the process that we're doing.
Cool.
All right.
And with students too, like if it was if it was the first time or the first day of the student, yeah, as much talking as possible, and then as much, you want to just repeat everything, because like they're not going to hear you. I mean, it'll be really overwhelming at first and everything. And so whenever, that was perfect. So when you're demoing, you want to talk through everything. So then the next time, say they're only on the entry, then you really want to focus on the entry, and then kind of emphasize the rest is more detail. Because you want them concentrating on the entry, not thinking about everything, because then they'll just be thinking ahead and not really be thinking of what they're doing.
Right.
So emphasizing that, and then, saying, okay, I'm coming on the controls with you, now we're going to do the rest of the thing.
Grumman 11 Romeo, runway 29
and then
right.
Really, I wouldn't discuss with them what they did wrong until you get to the hover at the bottom, because they're not going to hear you.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Okay. All right, so on this next round, I'm going to have you do the entry.
Okay.
And we'll just focus on that. So I'll give you the flight controls, and what we'll do is just like last time, straight in auto rotation.
Helicopter 0 Alpha Charlie, taxiway Delta cleared for the option, report on the go.
Taxiway Delta cleared for the option, 0 Alpha Charlie, and we'll give you a call on the go, 0 Alpha Charlie. So really what we're focusing on is maintaining that 6,500
Helicopter 0
feet.
Alpha Charlie, traffic Cessna midfield upwind 29 right, that aircraft will fly left traffic to 29 left.
I got him.
0 Alpha Charlie, we have Cessna traffic in sight. So really what we're doing is focus on that 60 knots, forward speed, 6,500 feet, and we'll count it down, 3, 2, 1, lower the collective all the way down, a little bit of aft cyclic and a little bit of right pedal, just like we do in the quick stops,
okay.
And then really making sure that we don't chop that throttle, but we're just slowly rolling down to 2,000.
Cool. Okay, so I'll be on.
You'll be on controls on that initial one, on the entry there, and then I'll tell you, I'll come on controls and take the rest of it.
Okay.
All right, and then at that point when I come on controls, then you can kind of shadow, just like we did on this last one.
And I'm going to purposely screw up the entry.
Awesome.
So,
I'm going to purposely, never mind.
So yeah, just recover, and just kind of, like I said, as you're doing stuff, as you're coming on the controls, tell me what you're doing, you know, either confirm that I still have control or say I'm taking controls, you know, as you're getting on, because the student will fill you on and they'll go, is he on? And they may let go, they may fight you, so you want to make that real clear.
Okay.
So what are we going to shoot for here then?
We're going to shoot for the number 2 this time. We entered a little late last time. Kind of when that spot is beam the compass is where we kind of want to shoot for.
Okay.
So I got my 60 knots, 6,500 feet. You have flight controls.
Okay, I have the controls.
I'll be on shadowing with you. All right, we'll level out here. Okay, so just maintain that RPM there, 60 knots. Just a touch low, and we'll count it down. 3, 2, 1. Lower in the collective. Little aft cyclic. Right pedal. All right, it's a little early on that aft cyclic there.
Okay.
Okay, so now you're just using your cyclic to maintain your 60 knots there. And you can go left and right on it.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to jump on controls here.
Okay.
Kind of finish the bottom out. Okay, my eyes are outside. Coming up a spot. RPM's just a touch high, so I'm going to lead with a little bit of collective. I start my flare. Level the skids. Now bringing in my power.
Cool.
Right. So good. A little bit faster on the lower in the collective there, and then you kind of want to do all that stuff simultaneously. So you kind of led with a little aft cyclic first, a little early. So try focusing on doing the lower in the collective, the aft cyclic, right pedal all at the same time.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Cool.
2 mile final, runway 29 right.
So that's good. Good debriefing right after you did it, and then you want to brief it again right before we do it again, right before the entry. So yeah, right before I'm in, you know, you say, okay, you have controls. Now remember, this time a little quicker on the collective, not as much aft cyclic, and all relatively at the same time.
Okay.
So good. Yeah, you can call it.
6,600. That aircraft's going for the north parallel runway.
Okay, 47 Echo, understand about the Bonanza, traffic not in sight at this time, but we'll keep looking into where these are going to be going north.
So it's 47 Echo, runway 29 left, cleared for the option.
Let's set this one up for a 90-degree entry, still shooting for the number 2.
Tower 0 Alpha Charlie's on the go, taxiway Delta.
Helicopter 0 Alpha Charlie, taxiway Delta cleared for the option.
Taxiway Delta cleared for the option, 0 Alpha Charlie.
Got that Cessna at 12 o'clock, so that should be no factor if we widen out our pattern a little bit.
Around 0.7, good day.
All right, so talk me through a 90-degree entry.
Alpha 7 high speed, thanks.
Like what stage are we at? I mean, with the student.
Let's say you're, they're doing pretty good with straight-ins. They're kind of getting, you know, everything. So you think, you know, you want to throw in a little bit more of a challenge and introduce autos with a turn.
Brief me on the entry point again.
So the entry is going to be, you want to enter when you're basically 45 degrees from your point. So we're going to line up with, I think it's Delta 1 right there, right by the 1,000-foot marks.
Okay.
And then once you get roughly this bar, this crossbar onto the taxiway or the runway, that's when you want to enter. So we're going to enter, get established, roll the throttle back, and then judge when we want to start our turn or not, depending on the winds and everything else.
Okay, so on this first one, I'll kind of demo the 90.
Metro Tower.
Okay, we're still shooting for the number 2.